Yay! Flash went away. You don't know what that means because you didn't see it because it went away. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show. There's some new Star Wars stuff. There's Ahsoka talk. Hayden Christensen's going to have a big role. Fantastic Four going to hold on to the box office. Naked Gun reviews are in. James Cameron talks about Avatar 4 and 5. So much that we're going to discuss with myself and Chris Carr. So let's get into it, man. It's the Kristian Harloff Show on Wednesday. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the show here today on Wednesday. Joining me on the show today is Chris Carr. Hello, Chris.
Hello, everybody. How's it going?
Good. How goes you?
Doing really great. I saw so much cool stuff this weekend. I finally saw Jurassic. I saw Fantastic Four. I watched all of Department Q. I had a good media weekend.
People love that Apartment Q.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. How did you like Jurassic?
I didn't.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't have fun.
Yeah, it was kind of goofy. How stupid was that Snickers scene in the beginning?
Oh, it was not my favorite. It was just so inconsequential, and I wanted to have more of a fun time. You can lean into the goofy stuff, but then really lean into it.
Right. I didn't hate it, but I don't think it was good.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, but you know what's so weird about those movies? And I wonder if you feel the same way. And I've said this like 1,000 times. If another one comes out, I'll go see it right away.
Oh, absolutely, because I can watch people be eaten by dinosaurs.
That's all it is. It's like, doesn't matter. I just, as I know that I haven't enjoyed one since I did like Jurassic World. I was one of the few people who liked the first Jurassic World. But I haven't enjoyed one since. Or thought one was good. But yet, okay, another dinosaur movie, I'll go check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the Tombstone pizza thing, right? It's still pizza. Right. I'm gonna go have it.
Yep. Well, I'll tell you what, as you're saying, it was goofy and silly. Might as well just get into this.
Okay.
I saw Naked Gun. I posted my review of Naked Gun. And here are some of the reviews so far on the Naked Gun. This is from Dark Horizons, and the new Naked Gun reviews are in. We talked about it on the show yesterday, like my first thoughts, but let's see what other people who saw the movie think. The reviews are out for the new Liam Neeson-led revival of the Naked Gun franchise, and the word is pretty damn great. There were 67 reviews counted. The film sits at 94% on Rotten Tomatoes, along with a 77 out of 100 on Metacritic, making it the best reviewed wide-release comedy this year. Complaints mostly swirl about how every get works in the first act, but not as well in the subsequent act and third. Almost all appreciate the return of an old-school comedy like this, and there's plenty of praise for Neeson and co-star Pamela Anderson. So here's Shannon Miller. They always get first. I like that. The relaunch of the classic comedy series captures exactly what they made the original and other movies from the team behind Airplane so essential and almost nonstop onslaught of silly and random moments. Always good for the belly laugh. Completely agree with Liz. There is a delicate tango in the context of an increasingly rare studio movie that exists for no other purpose than to make people laugh. But it's this hilarious new take on the old Zaz masterpiece pulls off with a rose between its teeth. Let's see if anybody else. Alonzo Duralde, who I love. Director Akiva Schaffer and his co-writers keep the energy high and the gags absurd in an 85-minute barrage of hilarity that never stops to take a breath. And we'll finish up with David Fear here. Brilliant gags pop up here and there, yet the last two-thirds of this new Naked Gun feels like it's exponentially limping to the finish line. I disagree. All right. So, I loved this movie. I think it's in my favorite movies of the year.
Oh, good. Okay, I'm excited about this one.
It's really funny. And the criticism that I agree with, that I said in my review this morning, was the biggest criticism I had, which is still not really a big criticism, because you have to write in this kind of movie, you have to write as many jokes as possible. They don't land. They don't all land. A lot of them do. A lot of them don't. But the question is also, because comedy is so subjective, the ones that I don't think land could land for you. So that's why there's just so many of them that you're like, oh, and it just captures that pure essence of what it was. I was worried about whether or not they were going to try to do some like new take on Naked Gun, meaning that they were going to do like not get more into like the Ted style of comedy than Naked Gun. Yeah. And they don't. They stay in the old classic way. There's some really funny play on words. There's some funny physical gags for sure. I was on the phone with my dad, who was a big Naked Gun fan. And he's like, "Is it any good?" I was like, "It's great." I was like, "You're gonna love it." And I told him 2 of the gags because he wanted to know. I said, "Do you want me to tell you 2 of the?" And me delivering it, he burst out laughing on the phone. My dad's not an easy laugh. And so I'm just crossing my fingers that people go and see this in the theater. Are you going to check it out?
Oh, absolutely. When we were at the theaters yesterday catching stuff, Logan finally saw that there was a Naked Gun. It's so great. My husband doesn't know any movies that are coming out. It's so pure. It's so sweet.
I love that.
And so he was so excited. And this is one I've been really jazzed about. One, I love this cast. I love Liam Neeson. I love Pamela Anderson. I love the chemistry they've had too together in interviews and on the red carpet. And that original Naked Gun is so fun. And to your point that you're saying about all those jokes you have to do. I mean, if we think back to the original one, or even to like Airplane, it was just, you were being waterboarded with comedy. You were just getting jokes thrown at you left and right, just because they could. And I'm really happy to hear that it is that really silly, slapstick, ridiculous comedy, because that's what I want from this. I don't want to go see the cerebral, intellectual version of Naked Gun.
Right.
I want to see a Girl Scout transform into Liam Neeson.
And that's another thing that they do really well, is because they know who they have here in the same way that they had. People forget that Leslie Nielsen was he was a dramatic actor when he was starting, and then he broke out and had that starring role in that big role in Airplane that said, "Oh, he can do comedy chops also." But when he was in Police Squad and all, they played it as if very similar to those Dragnet shows, or they played it as if he was a serious cop with all the craziness kind of going around him. And he was this kind of nonchalant and kind of a goof. But he was still a serious cop. You know, he took himself as one of the best cops. They do the same type of thing here with Liam Neeson, and that and this is all stuff that's in the trailer, not spoiling anything, but like, he is the son of Frank Drebin. He is the son of Frank Drebin, and he is now, taking himself very serious, but they play off the action star. He plays a deadpan, but some of the lines that are thrown out there. There's one in particular I was telling Mike about yesterday. I didn't tell him what it was, but I know it is going to be one of the ones that's quoted. There's so many moments that are being quoted, and they play off the silly ones. The one they show in the trailer of the "take a chair, no thanks, I have some at home." It's so stupid. I love it.
I loved in the trailer the moment of all of the various sons paying homage to their father's portraits. Yes, and then the OJ moment of just like, eh.
That's another criticism. They didn't do enough with him. I thought they would do more with him. I thought there would be a lot more with that and how they play it. They kind of left it alone. They didn't overdo it. But they didn't really, Nordberg, they didn't really spend any time with, they don't spend any time with him in this movie for sure. Paul Walter Hauser has a lot to do. And he is great.
Oh, awesome.
He's great. Pamela Anderson was fantastic. Do you know that they're dating now? This is what people are saying. Like, the two of them are actually dating.
So I'm really excited about that. I thought it was just celebrity gossip. So if they actually are dating, that makes me so happy.
Yeah.
Oh, because that's what both of them as people.
Yeah, whether it's PR or not, they're people are saying that it's legit, but I don't know. I love it because the two of them are. I was saying this on the review, and I was also thinking about it this morning. You always get those cycles of the celebrities and actors that come back and have like the comebacks. The most famous one that I always think it was like John Travolta. And Pamela Anderson having one is pretty great. I like that she had like an Oscar nominated run. Didn't she get nominated for the Oscar last year?
She did get nominated for an Oscar for Last Showgirl, and she is phenomenal in that film.
Yeah.
If you watch her too, just in interviews, she's been pegged as just this, dumb blonde, and she is so much more than that. She is so smart. She understands film so well. She has a really great Criterion Collection interview. Like, she gets movies. She gets this industry.
She does. So it's pretty great that that those two are Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson apparently are together. Hope they stick around. But anyway, I'm excited for Naked Gun. I think it was a really solid I guess you call it a reboot or a continuation, the fourth movie in the franchise. I want to see another one, and the timing of it too, as far as time, the duration of the movie, it's only like an hour 42. It's like go. So it's funny because because people could tell me that Happy Gilmore 2 was like 2 hours, and it's not. It's not 2 hours. It's like 147. It's listed as 2 because of the credits. But it's about 147. But it feels like 2 hours. It feels
Oh,
like 2 hours. I didn't hate the movie. I just
okay.
thought it was. I liked seeing him back. So maybe I was more forgiving on it. But there's a lot of bad, and to me there's good, but there's a lot of
Okay. I heard that it's really heavily relying on the cameos.
there's a lot of cameos. I don't,
Okay.
and I had heard that going into it. I don't think it relies on cameos,
Okay.
but there's certainly a ton of them, and there's certainly some that if you don't like, I watched it with my friend Tina, and our reaction's coming out tomorrow, I believe. And there were all the cameos were lost on her. So she could tell that they were cameos in the way that they were shot, but she's like, I didn't know who any of these people were. She didn't even know who Bad Bunny was, and but he does not have a cameo. He's got a pretty big
He's a
role.
full part, yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was actually really good at it. I think he's
Okay.
very talented. I couldn't tell you a thing about his music, but I can tell you I've seen him in wrestling. I've seen him on Saturday Night Live. I saw him in this. I think he's very talented.
I think
Um,
he's fun. I loved him in Bullet Train. I know that was a
oh, he
smaller
was
role,
great in
but I
Bullet
thought
Train
that was
too.
super
Yes,
fun. Yeah.
yes, he was. He was really good. And then there was more. There are more cameos and other things. There was, without again spoiling stuff where Happy Gilmore 2 is going. It's like the non-spoiler is that Happy has been out of golf for a little bit. He gets back into it, and then there's like this competing league that they have to go against. Right, that's kind of
Okay.
the essence of the story. I think they could have done without the competing league and just had traditional golf. I think that was, to me, there's a portion where he goes to when he goes back into golf, and it's not spoiling it for anybody because he's going to golf. When he goes back, I'm like, oh, this is great. See him on the course again, and I liked how people acknowledged what he had done and the things that he had done. This is great. And then they just kind of go in this other really silly route by the time you get to the end that I just wasn't as invested anymore. But I still enjoyed watching it. But anybody who criticizes that movie and has things negative to say about it, you're not gonna see too many arguments from me. Do you know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah. I feel like you also have a lot of avenues on how to watch this movie.
Yeah.
Hit up into Cloud. Have a fun time.
Are you gonna see it? Are you gonna check it out?
I am. I have plans to do a double feature of rewatching Happy Gilmore 1 today and then
Okay.
the other one tonight.
Okay, good. Good. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
curious to hear what you think about it. We talk about it next week. But
Yeah.
as far as I will say this, let's bring this up. Happy Gilmore, as I think everybody thought, and one of the reasons it went to Netflix in the first place, Happy Gilmore 2 tees off to big numbers. I don't think anybody is surprised by that because this is the beauty of streaming. Even if I told you, which I don't think, even if I told you it was absolutely terrible, and I don't, I thought it was enjoyable to watch. I was entertained, right? That alone, even if that's not a glowing endorsement, if you pay for Netflix, the hell does it hurt you to watch it? You're not going
Yeah.
to sign. Maybe you don't sign up to it because of it, but if you already have it, doesn't hurt. So yeah, if I have it, I need a movie to watch. I'm watching this. Makes all the sense in the world. Adam Sandler's long in the works comedy sequel, Happy Gilmore 2, has landed big viewership numbers since it launched on Friday. In its first 3 days, the film generated 46.7 million views. Views defined as a total hours watched divided by the total runtime. The film reportedly had the biggest U.S. opening weekend of all time for a Netflix film, as well as the biggest event for one of Sandler's movies. Despite only 3 days availability, it ranked at number 1 on the Netflix list of top 10 English language movies globally for the week of July 21st to 27th. The release also boosted interest in the original film, which was ranked at number 3 on the global top 10 list with 11.4 million. Its second consecutive week on the list. The original 96 Happy Gilmore generated 40 million at the box office and remains one of Sandler's most signature roles. The sequel pulled in average reviews, which by Sandler standards are some of his better ones. That's true. Coming in between them was the animated sensation K-pop Demon Hunters. I tell you, I watched this, Chris.
No, did you
Yeah,
like it?
I did like it a lot. That was a really
Okay.
sweet movie. which was in second place with 26.3 million in its 6th week. The action musical Gas became the action musical Gas. I don't know. Is that right? The most popular Netflix animated film of all time. There's a lot of the Tiger had gas, I guess. But I did enjoy it. We did a reaction to it myself again and Tina of that one. Liked it a lot. But it was a given. This is why you make this movie for streaming. For people going, why didn't you put that in theaters? Because if you put that in theaters with average reviews, it might not do the kind of numbers that you want it to do or needed to do money-wise. And you say, I don't know, but if I guarantee you, like I said, you're already signed up to Netflix and you can watch it, that number's going to keep going up. What do you think about these numbers? Are you surprised?
Oh, this all makes sense to me. I predicted that this would be really high up on Netflix's list, and I figured people would tune into it because, again, what is the harm? What do you have to lose? You're at home. You got a show to watch. You can kick off your shoes, watch this, and have a good time.
Yeah.
And this is the kind of thing that Netflix should be doing too. This is where they thrive, is banging on nostalgia, finding those kinds of things that they can do a reboot of, doing things that your celebrities are who you're paying for, not ridiculous set pieces or really high-end special effects. This is why they do so many rom-coms. This is why they do so many Christmas movies, because that's something that they can budget that makes sense for streaming. And that's the kind of stuff that they should be doing a lot of. And I'm hoping that this doing, fairly well. At least people are watching it and getting decent reviews, right? I'm hoping that this just leads to more of this kind of filmmaking for Netflix and for other streamers too. Hey, here's a fun, ridiculous little comedy that you can watch under 2 hours, have a fun time.
Yeah, and I don't think the budget was so astronomical that it's
no
really doing. So I mean, they had success with this with Beverly Hills Cop when they did this. So
exactly,
this is something that I hope that this is a place now. This is what streaming can do, and this is the kind of FU money that both Netflix and Apple have, that they can do this kind of thing, and it's beneficial to them because they say, okay, we're playing off this big, huge IP and this nostalgic character. If Stallone, if he was 55 years old right now, would have a Rocky movie on one of these platforms. You know what I mean? Like back then, if the Winkler situation wasn't what it was. But I'm just saying, like, when I remember for a long time, and it's crazy. I remember this from Rocky 5. He was trying to get a Rocky 6 going for quite a while, and nobody wanted to touch it because it was all movie stuff. It wasn't like this where you get a Naked Gun thing and people wanted to see the old franchise. Like, nah, nobody cares about Rocky anymore. And then he finally puts out Rocky Balboa. I think it was like, how many years later? I think it was 2005. So 15 years later after. So it was just a very different time. If he was looking back then to put out that movie, he would have easily found a home in Amazon or Apple or whatever it might have been. And that's the beauty of what they can do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely agree.
Yeah. What do you guys think of Happy Gilmore 2? Did you even see it? Are you going to see it? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. All right. We're going to get into some more topics. But before you, I've been telling you about Rougiette all week. And I got some people who are saying, I just ordered it. Checked it out. You're going to love it. I'll tell you about Rougiette right now. All right. I know you all heard of Viagra or Cialis, maybe even tried them. If you're looking for something beyond the usual pill, I got it. Rougiette Ready. If the usual pill isn't doing the trick, Rougiette Ready, it could be the answer. It's a 3-in-1 formula. It dissolves under your tongue, absorbs fast. You'll be ready in just 15 minutes on average, not hours, and effects can last up to 36 hours. That means that you're going to stay confident, you're going to stay present, and in control when the moment is right. Getting started is super simple. Rougiette connects you with a board-certified doctor, 100% online, and if prescribed, your treatment ships directly to your door. Connect with a provider at Rougiette.com/Christian to see if a Rougiette-ready prescription is right for you. You can get the code Christian to get 15% off today. Rougiette.com/Christian. Use that promo code Christian to get 15% off today. Head on over to Rougiette.com/Christian. Use that code Christian, get 15% off today. Use the code to support the show, and so Rougiette knows that we sent you. Individual results may vary with prescription treatment. Compounded drugs are permitted to be prescribed under federal law, but are not FDA approved and do not undergo FDA safety, effectiveness, or manufacturing review. Please visit the Rougiette website for full safety information. Thank you to Rougiette. Appreciate it again. Link is in the description, and make sure you tell them that we sent you. Chris Carr, right now, you are trying to catch Mike Kalinowski and Roxy Stryer, who had a big day yesterday, at 133.
Ooh, well done, guys.
Yeah, so 133 is the number. Chris Carr looking for a big win. Let's get that win for Chris Carr. She's 7 total right now as we get
guys,
into...
Put your questions for me over there, not in the comments. Put them over there.
I know.
Help me answer your questions and
Get
help
a
me
win.
win big.
Get a win. We got to get this one win for Chris Carr. Just get the monkey off her back.
Please.
Let's do it. Off air, we had spoken. You were asking me about the pilot.
Yeah.
And I have some news for the audience that I can share. Is that without saying, I'm not going to no names yet, but it looks like we've secured a director. Which,
awesome.
We had my writing partner. I had a wonderful conversation with the person that we wanted, the person that I was aiming big for. Took a shot to see, and you throw all the cards on the table, and I was blessed enough that the person loved the script. We had a great conversation about it, and it looks like they're going to be doing it. So the next step, we're aiming really big though. We're aiming really big, and it might be ambitious, but we're aiming really big. And what we're going to do is essentially, do you know the story? I mean, I think I've mentioned it here when we talked last time. So Chris Stuckman, when he wanted to raise his for his film, this Kickstarter that he did, I think the initial goal was like 275, and he wound up doing like 1.2 million, whatever it was, and then once it was picked up, I think it was the total budget is like 2.4 or something along those lines. My goal, what we want to do in general with this, is that we want to shoot this, and I don't want it to be. It cannot look low budget. It has to look like it's already on Netflix or Apple or all these other things. So we're going out there with, this is why I went out to the person that I went out to. We want to go out with guns blazing, if you will. So my initial goal, I think, with Kickstarter, I haven't launched yet, is probably going to be in the 250 range to produce that pilot.
That's what you got to do, though. If you want it to look good, you want to have the right talent.
And that's the whole point. Talent, producing the locations that we need. We're going to go big with it. We hit it. And we need it because the goal is that we film it. We then, what I don't ever want to do again is know that I have a script that I'm proud of, or something I'm proud of, and then, well, you do this, you do that. People need to see it. People need to see what it is in general. And I think that with the tools that we have, and in general, we are allowed to have the power these days. We're allowed to do this. So I am going to make sure that we put everything into it. And the other thing I'm going to ask the audience also, the other thing that we wanted to do, but again, with the whole point is we're going to try to attach some bigger talent to it also with that that was the conversation that we had. We're going to try to make sure that we get some people in there, names in there for this pilot. And what I wanted to make sure that we do with the audience when we talk to the audience about it is to say, I'm going to develop this Kickstarter with them. You know what I mean? I want to know, like, what's a good incentive that you like to see. My writing partner had a great idea, because the show calls for focus on internet names and other things, so what if at a certain tier we would in the pilot episode focus in on someone's actual username, and say, because there's a whole thing where they're talking about my character and Martini's character, and there's these things that are coming up and posting, and I was like, well, what if that is actually, let's say it's Ed Harrell, who says the names of the characters and all that stuff. So,
oh, I love that. That's a great one.
Yeah. But yes, of course, and I think this is again from reading the comments. Of course, if you have the budget that we're looking to get, we have to. One of that is to go out with people, so that we can reach out to other people and that actors. Like, here's another example. I'll throw this out there too. I don't know if I'm going to get her, but so someone who I was friendly with a long time back in the day, who I would definitely reach out to, Parks and Rec. Did you watch Parks and Rec?
Love Parks and Rec.
So Retta was a good friend of mine.
She's incredible.
Retta's great. I haven't spoken to her in probably 10 years, probably 10, 12 years. But we did stand up together and everything too. She is perfect for a role that we have. Perfect. And so I would want to go out to her. I'd want to. There's quite a few people that we'd want to go out to get these roles. So that's where we're at right now. I'm on the live stream that we're doing today with the we have a members live stream that we're going to do. I'm going to make that kind of the focus of the live stream. I want to get those people to say, what do you think is good incentive? What do you think is good? And we're kind of shoot some ideas back and forth. So that's it. So that's where we stand.
That's awesome. These are all great things. And that's a really smart way to approach the Kickstarter too, to give people what they actually would want and find interesting. I love that. Yeah,
so we're going to try to do that. So we're going to try to do everything we can. The next step is that we have I got great notes from a bunch of different people. I have people that work at high positions at high companies. I wanted to reach out and I pulled all my favors that I could. And I said, give me all your to a couple of different people who were big executives at different companies. And I said, give me all your honest notes. And they all gave me really great notes. And we're implementing some of those notes. And we are going to write get that to the director, and then we're going to launch the Kickstarter and do what we can do. That's it.
That's awesome.
So anyway, so if you guys are excited for it, let me know, because I'm pumped for it. This is a big undertaking that we're going to be doing, and I hope that I hope you guys are interested in it. Okay, let's move on to some other things going on in the world of movie news. And I think that one of the things, I always forget, Chris, you don't like Avatar, or you do?
I do. The more I've watched the second one, the more I'm not as in love with it. I keep finding
wow.
Where it then just kind of becomes I feel like this is James Cameron's greatest hits in one movie.
All right.
But I'm still really excited about the next one. The trailer looked amazing.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I unapologetically love the Avatar movies. But Cameron's talking about both Devils and directing Avatar 4 and 5. Filmmaker James Cameron has shut down reports suggesting he may not direct the next two Avatar films. To complete the fourth and fifth in the series, it would occupy much of the 71-year-old filmmaker's time over the next 6 years. Speaking with Empire Magazine, Cameron says for now he's fighting fit and willing to do it, but acknowledges he can't rule out the possibility that he may not be able to do it. He said, I mean, there's no reason not to direct 4 and 5. I'm healthy. I'm good to go. I'm not going to rule it or other directors out. I mean, I've got to make it in a vigorous way to handle the kind of volume and energy of the work for another 6 or 7 years. You know what I mean? I might not be able to do that. Asked if he consider other directors for the films if circumstances outside his control means he can't do it himself, he says, I had a great working relationship. I'm using this as an example, not as an answer, with Robert Rodriguez on Alita. He honored what I had written. We worked very collaboratively. If I can, I'll just do it. Cameron is busy developing several non-Avatar projects to produce, including his Japan-set World War II drama, Ghost of Hiroshima, a 3D concert film with Billie Eilish, a Fantastic Voyage remake, and the fantasy action feature The Devils, based on Joe Abercrombie's novel. Asked by the magazine what drew him to adapt The Devils, he said, it's nuts. The whole thing is off its tits. I was literally reading parts of the book out loud to my wife, Susie, and it dawned on me, I like this book so much, I should just buy it. It doesn't have the kind of conscience that Avatar does, but I don't know if that's a bad thing. Hiroshima is a movie you do because you have to. The Devils is a movie you do just for fun. I love that answer.
That's great.
Yeah, I never doubt anything he says. I never
He's
doubt
a
anything.
fabulous director. Even for people who do not like the Avatar films, objectively, they're incredible. And you cannot deny the technological advances, the just scale and scope of those films. They're really, really well done, and they've got a lot of heart.
They do. And I think he's being realistic. He said, look, right now, I have every intent of just directing all the movies. That's what I'm going to do. But he also knows the thing is with when it comes to human beings in general, human beings, once they get to a certain age, pretty much start aging like dogs, meaning like, it's like out of nowhere, like your leg goes out on you. And then the next thing you know, your back's out on you. I was fine yesterday, and now I can't breathe for some reason. It's like it just happens. Your body breaks down. So he's just saying, look, I'm 71. I feel great right now, but I don't know what's going to look like in 5 years from now, 6 years from now. I don't know.
Yeah, I love that honesty because yeah, you don't know, but why would you tee yourself up for, oh yeah, in case I'm put out to pasture, I'll make sure that somebody else is here. He can have those collaborative relationships. He can think about kind of his people who are going to inherit the Avatar world.
Right.
But he should move forward with, this is my vision, this is what I'm excited about, and when I can't do this, I'll let you guys know.
100%. 100%. So it's it makes all the sense in the world in how he's saying that he's going to do this, what he wants to do, and how he's going to actually go forward with it. But then he's talking about his other projects, and this is from someone who we hadn't seen a movie from 2000 and what was it was, well, first of all, it was like 96 to 2009, I think was the first one, right? It was Titanic to Avatar, and then so he takes like these massive breaks in between. So to be this active, I don't doubt anything the guy does. So,
yeah.
What do you guys make of this in general? Put your thoughts in there. Let me know about the Avatar. Do you think he should direct it? Should he give it to somebody else? Let us know. All right, let's move on. And we're going to talk about Star Wars because there's a few different things going on with Star Wars. Obviously, there's Ahsoka news. There's some other stuff with Hayden Christensen. There's this Taika Waititi stuff. There's a lot of this. We don't get multiple Star Wars stories as often as we used to. So, how about this? This is Ahsoka, Outlaws, and other Star Wars talk. This is by Garth Franklin. A couple of Star Wars updates have emerged in the past day or so, starting with the speculation that Hayden Christensen's role as Anakin Skywalker in the second season of Ahsoka will be more extensive than his brief appearance in the first. Hey, wait a minute. I remember there was a guy that said that, I think it was like 3 or 4 months ago, who said he's going to have a much bigger role and said he was going to be in it. What was that guy's name? Oh, yeah, Kristian Harloff. I remember that guy. Yeah. I remember that. It was like months ago. I remember. The new run is currently in production, and Comic Book Movie reports this month Christensen has reportedly had to pull out at least 2 convention appearances, SpaceCon San Antonio and Comic-Con Manchester, because of filming commitments to Ahsoka, which will include nighttime film shoots, according to con organizers. Nexus Point News is reporting that 2 Star Wars films are keeping the trend alive of wacky working titles and production names to keep things under wrap while shooting. Taika Waititi's still in development Star Wars film is reportedly going by the working title of Cosmic Doom, and will be made under the production name of Ghost Truck 6. Waititi will be directing from a screenplay by Tony McNamara. Curious to see what Tony McNamara has written. I have thoughts on that one. Let's see. Continuing on past that. Finally, no. The outlet also indicates that Sean Levy is much sooner to shoot Star Wars Starfighter film, which is already set for a May 28, 2027 release, aims to begin shooting this September in London. Its working title is Kyber Mist, with its production name Blue Mist Productions. Finally, Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot has put the blame on their Star Wars Outlaws game failing to meet sales expectations, not on the quality or marketing of the game, but on the Star Wars brand itself. It's an older story. It was like last week, but whatever. Games Radar reports that the company chief told investors the game was released at a time when the brand that it belongs to was in a bit of choppy waters. He did add that the game had bugs at launch, which were fixed early weeks of release. He adds that improvements on the games aren't not finished. Okay. Lots of stuff there. Chris, where do you want to start with first?
Ooh, well, we can start with Taika Waititi, because that's like I don't believe that. I don't think that movie's ever going to happen. So we can just move on from that real quick.
I agree with you, and I've been saying that, but they keep mentioning it, and they keep talking about how like they want to do it, and his name keeps popping up, and Kathleen Kennedy always brings him up, and it's like they're not trying. Like the Rian Johnson one, it pretty much isn't going to happen. Rian Johnson even said it himself, but like Rian Johnson's one, they never really brought it up unless it was asked. They volunteer the Taika one all the time, and I don't. That's why I asked if he was writing it. If he was writing it, I'd be like, they really should not go forward with this movie, because it's just going to be, because when he writes stuff, it's Goofball City, USA. Like look at the last movie that he did with Love and Thunder.
Thor:
However,
Love and Thunder.
yeah, Ragnarok was not written by him, and he directed the hell out of it. So the writer here, Tony McNamara, he has done Poor Things, which I loved. The Great TV series,
So good.
Cruella, The Favorite. I mean, The Favorite, Poor Things, and The Great is a very interesting person to be writing a Star Wars film.
Yeah.
That intrigues me.
It is very intriguing.
Yes.
But then my brain immediately goes to Yorgos, right? Of like, is Yorgos going to direct a Star Wars movie? Are we going to see Emma Stone having crazy banana sex in space? What is this going to be?
Right.
Like, it does seem so out of left field for a Star Wars film.
I know.
But that's exciting.
It is. It's to me makes me. I've been very much saying the same thing. I don't know everything's going to happen. Taika Waititi. Him not writing it, because I think this is new news that because I remember he was writing, he hasn't turned in a script, he hasn't done this, he hasn't done that, we haven't read his script yet. Maybe that stopped. Maybe he's like, I don't want to write this thing, I just want to direct it. And he's a fantastic director. He's fantastic. Yeah. And I don't mind Star Wars humor in it. That's fine. It's a matter. I will also say, I think the stuff that he directed for Mandalorian was phenomenal. He didn't write those. He didn't write them. He added his flair to it. There clearly was a lot of Taika flair in it, but he didn't write them. So if this is this has changed my tune a little bit with McNamara, because I like his writing. I like the things that he's written. So let's see.
I think the film will happen. I just don't know if Taika's going to stay attached to it.
He's been attached to it for quite a while at this point.
It feels.
What's more likely to happen? What's more likely to happen? Taika doing this movie or Andy Muschietti actually doing Brave and the Bold?
Oh, Taika doing this
is more likely.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. Totally agree. Completely agree. But yeah, The Favorite was a really great movie. That's like, if he's doing, so imagine like the time period of the elite inside of the Star Wars. It's kind of similar to what they did in Andor, but if they go more into like the society of it all and a little bit more, I don't know. I'm all about. I want to be proven wrong so badly, where it's like I look at the camera and I'm like, hey, Taika just put out one of the best Star Wars movies in a bit. I was like, get him out of there. I don't think that his heart's in it. I don't want to see it. And then I'm going to look at this. That's the movie that I'm so glad that they made, and they put some new stuff behind it. But I also think one of the things, I wouldn't be surprised if, because of Andor season 2, more and more people that are going into Lucasfilm are probably going into like, well, we want to get that kind of reception.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Let's not just make it the cartoon version of Star Wars. Let's go do real stuff.
Yeah, well, and that's always been the thing with Star Wars, is you could explore all the genres you want to. It's a huge galaxy. We don't have to stay with this one family or this one little unit and do the same storytelling. We have a whole world to explore. And that's what so many of the video games have been so successful in doing is, hey, but what if you went over here? Hey, what if this actually happened? And I think that's opened up the opportunity for things like Andor, or for other movies where you get to explore something that's not just a Skywalker saga.
Sure. And speaking of the video games, that thing from Ubisoft that came out.
Did you play it?
No, I didn't. I wasn't interested in the story. I felt like it was the same story I've seen a billion different times over and over and over again. And I just, it didn't seem intriguing to me. So I pushed back on, well, I think part of it is, yes, sure, the damage to the brand didn't get people as excited. But we just talked about Andor. People watched Andor to see how it was. If you make good stuff and a good story, people want to play. Mm-hmm. They're going to play the game, because the other thing is the other one with what's his face, Cameron Monaghan. What's the Jedi Survivor? And those did good. Those did good. Great. Yeah, and those did well. So I don't take that the only reason it did because it was in a time when Star Wars wasn't doing well. I think, I don't know. I don't know about that. I think it's more so that it just, the story wasn't something that people, you just seen it a billion different times.
I think it's a pretty fun game. I do think, to the credit of Ubisoft, and I know most people don't enjoy this game. I'm going to be very clear.
Okay.
Logan plays it, so mostly he can play Sabacc on it because we have the card game, and I just don't enjoy playing it. So he likes doing it on there. And it is cool to kind of play the various shady factions and see, like, how can I manipulate the Hutts? How can I manipulate the Crimson Dawn? Where am I playing my cards without getting caught myself? And your little animal companion, I think its name is Nyx, is super cute. Okay. But it was so glitchy. It was so glitchy at the beginning. And that's why I don't understand when people get stuff on drop day, because it's usually after a few weeks, some of the bugs get sorted out. This is a game where they're still sorting out the bugs. So it is kind of bold to blame it on the IP and not your game's shoddy craftsmanship. But I do think there's a potential for that, though. Like kind of some of the best parts of Solo, that's a lot of what Outlaw is.
Okay.
So I think there's cool stuff you could pull.
Right. But what do you think about the comments that it was because it was a damaged brand is the reason why it didn't do well?
Oh, no, I think that's so ridiculous. I think it's, again, it's like going back to Jurassic Park. I'm going to play a Star Wars game. I'm going to watch a Star Wars show. I'm going to watch a Star Wars movie because it's Star Wars. And then I can, crawl up my own ass about whether or not, is it my Star Wars? Did I feel good about it? But I'm going to go to it each time.
Yeah. Right. But you got to give me a good story. You got to give me characters I care about, and you got to give me a non-glitchy game if you're going to launch it.
Exactly. Yeah. So sure, it could be a little tainted, but like get your game together.
Totally. And last thing inside of the Star Wars stuff was the Hayden stuff. And as I said, as I'm joking and not joking at the same time, I had heard a long time ago that he had a bigger role, and I talked about it on this show. It makes sense. You bring him back. You get that was one of the highlights of that show last time, and the way that they ended it was like, okay, he's going to be around, and you get a little bit more on Anakin and what has happened to him since he's had Force Ghost and the things that he's going to be doing. And I think it's smart to play off the kind of how beloved he is now. Hayden Christensen is where he's had a complete 180 from the fans and back in the prequels where it was the exact opposite. And now he's embracing that. So yeah, as I said, this is something I've known for quite a bit, and it makes sense that they're pushing it towards him. Do you think this is smart?
Oh, I think it's so smart. He's so beloved by the fandom, and rightly so. He got built such a bad hand. Yeah. He's a great actor, and he was seen as a great actor before these movies came out.
Glass House.
And Glass House, he's incredible in. This is why that Tom Hanks quote of being an actor means you have to show up on time and show up with an opinion, right? That's one of the problems with those prequels is George Lucas famously does not direct actors. He just does not give them anything. Here's your script that I wrote, which questionable at best. Right. And then he gives them nothing. So you've got like Liam Neeson and Ewan McGregor who have an idea of what they want to do and bring that to the party. But if you're a young actor, I mean, even Natalie Portman in those prequels, there's often times where it's like, do you know what's going on? Do you know what's happening? And it's because they're just not getting any of the feedback that they're used to.
Yeah, she wasn't getting roles because people thought she was a bad actress after that.
And both of them are great.
Real good. What was it? I think it was, I'm pretty sure it was from Windy City Heat. I think it was. And you can correct me if I'm wrong. If you haven't seen Windy City Heat, it's a crazy movie, but if you recognize it, then it's not from Windy City Heat. But it's end act. I think that's what Bobcat Goldthwait is saying, to end act. And that's essentially what George Lucas would do. Okay, end act. Yeah. And poor Hayden Christensen. But he's back.
It's the worst. It's the worst when you get that. I have that in voiceover sometimes where they go. Like, what the hell am I supposed to do with that?
What the hell does that mean? But but him coming back makes sense for the story wise, makes sense where they left it off. I'm really hoping they kind of dive a little deeper. I hope the episodes are longer. I really do. And for the reason, because it just I'm watching all these, whether it's the Marvel stuff or whatever it might be, in 45 to 50-minute episodes, unless they're dialogue heavy, which a lot of these 35-minute episodes are not, you don't have a lot of time to develop characters. Every time I said that, well, the Bear doesn't need to be. Bear's only 30 minutes. Bear is dialogue heavy. Bear is very dialogue heavy. Agatha was dialogue heavy for a lot of it. So you got a chance to build. If it's dialogue heavy and you're building the characters, the problem, and this is a Filoni problem, and I've said this many times over, he's got to do the monster of the week. And he's got to go, oh, wait, oh, they want to see a big old monster and somebody flying and shooting lasers at it. Cut out all that dialogue and just have the monster of the week. And it's like, don't do that. Develop the actual story, develop the characters. You want to put the monster of the week in there, fine, but give me another 15 minutes of dialogue and add to it. And I hope that that's what he's learned so far.
I hope so too. Well, and Cad Bane is such a great example of, hey, here's a character you've created who is so interesting and is a great slow burn character that I think we did rush too much in live action. And when you take his story and you really delve into who this person is, it makes it so much more interesting. When you have the big bads or people who have been morally flawed in the past and really explore how they got there, that's where all the good and interesting stuff happens, not just in the pew-pews. So I hope that he does more of that too.
Fingers crossed. I just think he's stuck in his ways, but I another guy, hope I'm totally wrong about. I hope that I say season 2 and I'm going to look at that. Improved on all the stuff that I had that people had issues with in general. And look what he's doing now. Maybe he's improved. Maybe there's other people around him who are actually showing, hey, you can actually do stuff and it's not as easy to just convert. You can get away with things in animation that you can't get away with in live action. You just can't. It's a trick of the eye thing. But what do you guys make of the Star Wars news? All of this stuff. Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. All right. This is the last story I want to talk about before we move on. You a big Gremlins person?
I love Gremlins.
Love Gremlins. Gremlins 3 the script is awaiting Spielberg's approval. Love this story. So Gremlins 3, there's an animated show that they did also. Gizmo, caca. Zach Galligan, the leader of the original 1984 Gremlins, the lead of the film, and its 1980 sequel Gremlins 2, The New Batch, said that a third feature in the series appears to finally have some heat behind it. Appearing at Comic-Con Manchester recently, Galligan revealed that thanks to the box office success of another long-anticipated sequel of an iconic 1980s dark comedy for Warner Brothers, the studio is looking into a third movie again. After 35 years, they've come up with a script. Warner Brothers is incredibly interested in doing it. Apparently, it's waiting on Mr. Spielberg to read it and approve it, but you can thank the success of Beetlejuice released last year to $452 million worldwide for a cost-conscious budget, overcoming mixed reviews in the process. The studio has not responded to trade requests for further information, most notably who has penned the script for Gremlins 3. Warner Brothers co-chief Pam Abdi did indicate back in April the studio was working with Spielberg's Amblin Entertainment on developing new entries in the Gremlins and Goonies franchise, with Potsy, the best name in the world, Poncarelli hired. What was Potsy's name in Happy Days? Wasn't it Potsy Poncarelli? No, it was Fonzie, Arthur Poncarelli. That's crazy.
Arthur Poncarelli, but then there was Potsy.
Fonzarelli. So close enough. Potsy's close to Fonzarelli. Okay. Clearly, Fonzarelli with Fonz. Idiot. Sorry, I'm talking to myself. To pen Goonies 2, which Spielberg will produce. Gremlins has been the subject of video games and a recent HBO Max animated series on which Galligan had a recurring guest voice role. Recent screening of Gremlins 2 made headlines in the part at which the film's stock burns in the movie, resulting in Gremlin silhouettes on screen. The actual projectionists used puppets to pretend the Gremlins had taken control of his booth. It's amazing. I love this. I love that they're going to do, and this goes back to our conversation that we had earlier in the show, Chris, about Happy Gilmore and all that other stuff. If you can make this work and you maybe put it on HBO Max or you put it out in the theater, depending on the budget. Now, this is where I have no idea if you and I are going to agree or disagree on this, but I know that Scott Mantz will disagree with me. William Bibiani will disagree with me on this. You get away from that stupid tone of the second movie.
Yes.
And you go back to what the first one is, and you take it serious. And you say, okay, it's Gremlins movie, and don't make it a spoof movie, a satire movie. Nonsense. I hate Gremlins too. And I used to get into arguments with Bibiani and Mantz about it all. And what are you talking about? It's even better than the first.
Solid. You have to just view them as totally different films if you want to enjoy the second, in my opinion.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
This is totally different, and it's silly and ridiculous, and now we've got a gremlin with tits. Let's go. Like, it's a very different movie.
Gremlin with tits.
What could be better?
Yep.
The first one is genuinely creepy and weird and off-putting. And when that gremlin goes in a blender, oh, chef's kiss.
Oh, the best.
The
And then
the whole
Deagle going up this Deagle.
the dad having died
Yeah.
in the chimney.
That,
Like, there
that's
are
such a
dark
scene.
details.
Yeah.
There's so many dark details, and I love it. I love that first one. It's great.
Yes.
I think the other thing too is you stick to the practical effects, because that's so part of the aesthetic of these little guys.
They did stick to the practical effects in the second one, but yes, in general, they should stick to the practical effects. Absolutely, they should, and I hope they go back to that, because you easily can come up with a take on it. Now, I think that you get away from. I think you do it in modern. I'm usually always talking about going back or trying to do a different thing. I think you can do it modern to where somehow, another one of these pods takes over, but don't go too big. That's where they usually get themselves into trouble. It's like, oh, we got to go so big now. They take over all of Japan, and it's like, or they take over all of New York, or they take over all over Brazil. It's like, no, just have one town again. Do one town, a different town. Somehow, they get this thing. I don't think it doesn't need to be Gizmo. Again, I know that everyone's going to want Gizmo. How old? I don't know how old they live. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they didn't really ever explain how long Mogwais live, so maybe it could be Gizmo.
He could still be there. He could still be kicking it with his buddy. But I think you're right too, though. It should be like a neighborhood. You take a Halloween approach to it, or even a Small Soldiers approach to it, where it's just a little part of the community, so we can really, one, be invested in those people and enjoy or be terrified when they're killed off, and then you have some really interesting, fun stakes that you can play with, and just average people dealing with a ridiculous crisis.
Right. I hope this movie happens. I just for the pure reason of I just want to see what take they go with. We'll see. Do you guys care about Gremlins 3? Do you not care about Gremlins 3? Is it one of those things that happens? Great. If not really clamoring for it. Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. All right, it's the moment of truth. Chris Carr is going to try to catch Roxy and Mike. Can we get Chris Carr her first victory? 133 is the goal. Currently at 20 as we get into the questions. Let's get cooking. But before we do, Chris Carr, what's going on with the show? Tell people where to find it.
Oh, man. Okay, you can go check out Two Filthy Casuals on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. That's me and Amy Newman, where we talk about a fandom, usually with a super fan. Right now, we've got some stuff up, too, where I'm just explaining some comic lore to Amy about the Fantastic Four. So lots of fun stuff there. You can also hit us up on Instagram, Two Filthy Casuals Pod. And then if you want to hang out with me and learn about voiceover, go to speakfriendstudio.com. That's always an option for you as well.
Do it and let the English see you do it. Braveheart, 1995. Tim. What box office must Fantastic Four make for Disney to be happy? As a huge Fantastic Four fan, and seeing it's probably not going to go make Superman numbers, I hope Disney greenlights a sequel. They're definitely going to greenlight a sequel from where it's going. Plus, it's got pretty good reviews, similar to Thunderbolts. That doesn't mean that's getting a sequel, but they're just too crucial to the overall MCU and where they're going with it for it not. But let's I mentioned this earlier up top, so let's read this real quick as we are still in the questions. But where the hell is it? Okay, so Fantastic Four, they're saying it still is going to retain the box office crown this weekend, which we thought so. It's not, I mean, minus, you got Naked Gun. Naked Gun's going to do decent, but it's not going to be a big, huge number. Fantastic Four is going to retain the box office crown following a very good 117 million domestic debut last weekend. Marvel Studios' Fantastic Four is expected to easily retain the box office crown in its sophomore run. The big question is regarding its longevity in the marketplace and how much it will drop in that second run. Variety reports that the film is aiming for a second weekend of 45 to 52. It would be a 55 to 60 decline, a bigger dip than the 53% second weekend drop of James Gunn's Superman earlier in the month, but in the mid-range of MCU films on par with The Winter Soldier, Iron Man 3. 3 new major releases are out this weekend. The animated sequel to Bad Guys 2. I had to miss that yesterday. I was bummed. I wanted to see that. The new take on The Naked Gun with Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson, and the Dave Franco, Allison Brie body horror tale Together. It's another one people tell me I got to see. The trio have scored very good and excellent reviews, respectively, thus far. The Bad Guys 2 will fare the best with 20 to 25 million. about even with 23 million opening weekend of its predecessor. The others are expected to have quiet debuts. The 85-minute Naked Gun is headed for a 15 to 17 million start. That's a travesty. That's a travesty. It's going to still do good because it probably didn't cost that much. But that is a travesty. That movie should be doing $100 million opening weekend. It won't though. Together opened Wednesday and is expected to earn between 7.5 to 10 million by the end of Sunday. Its third weekend is when Fantastic Four could lose its crown, with Disney Freakier Friday on track to debut next Friday around 45 to 55 for its first 3 days. But Disney will be okay with that because it's one of their own properties. But to answer that question from Tim, I think they're going to be happy with about 5 right now, 550. And I mean, I don't even know if the word is happy, but they're not going to be sad. They're like, okay, fine, let's just get into doomsday at this point. I really do think, and people say it all the time, I think people are exhausted with comic book movies. I think they're exhausted with them. It does not have the same lore that it used to. It just doesn't. How do you feel about how are they going to do in general? What do you think?
I mean, I'm hoping that it does fairly well, because I will say, seeing this movie, it is beautiful. It is one of the most visually compelling things that Marvel's ever done. It is a little lopsided in terms of pace, I feel a little bit. And I definitely had some issues with the film in terms of character development, of just wanting to get to know this family more. Okay. But I think it's a really great starting place, though, for this kind of soft reboot that Marvel's wanting to do. Yeah. And for us to get into some really interesting new storylines and distancing ourselves from, Endgame and trying to make a new path forward. Yep. I think that they'll be happy with, they've already broken even, I believe, from their budget. Well, marketing too, though. Yeah. But I think that they'll financially be fine from this. And this is more of this had to not bomb at the box office. This simply had to get decent reviews and decent revenue. And interest, exactly.
And it got interest in it. For people who saw it are interested to see where it goes next. That's
absolutely.
And that's what they accomplished. I liked the movie a lot more than you did. I actually loved it. I thought it was great. But I was also saying, okay, but it's not 115, 120. That's going to taper off because of all the other things that they mentioned. Now, some of the audience is, if you're going out, Freaky Friday is a different audience, but still, it's people going to the box office, people going to see the movie in general. I think that'll do well. The Bad Guys 2 is bummed to miss because I really enjoyed the first one. My little one really loved it. But I say this, Chris, it's like you can't bet against family movies. You just can't, because there's not a lot of stuff to take the kids to see. There really is not a lot to take them to see. So when they get movies, especially in the summertime, when you're able to go and bring them, you're going to see some pretty good numbers if it hits. Elio was not able to capitalize on that, but I think Bad Guys will. And I know that my little one wants to see it too.
Yeah, of course. Those are fun movies.
Yeah. Do you want to see, what was the other one that they mentioned too? They mentioned what was it? It was the three of them. Freaky Friday, the other one.
Oh, I'll probably see it.
Yeah.
It's not something that I'm dying to go out and see, but I enjoy those cast members. I love that Lindsay Lohan's having a little resurgence. I really like Jamie Lee Curtis, and Manny Jacinto. I think he's great.
So I'm excited. I'm going to see that one next week. So we'll see how it is. Yeah. All right. So again, thank you for that question there, Tim. Appreciate you. 21 currently, Chris. 21 with still about an hour left to go. Should they keep you going? And
keep
Mad
asking
Sinister
me questions. Don't speculate about what I like more. Maybe ask me over there.
That's right. 133 can get her that first victory. Mad Sinister McCall. Chris, who are some of your favorite anime characters? Who do you think are some of my favorite? What do you think of some of my favorites? Vegeta.
Guts, yeah.
Thank you. Guts, L, Spike, Faye Valentine, Kaba, and Casca. Hold on. This is what I heard. What I heard.
These are some good picks. I definitely would have Spike Spiegel and Faye Valentine in mind, along with Radical Ed and with Jet, because everybody in Cowboy Bebop is incredible. I would put Bash the Stampede in there. I would put Rei Hino in there from Sailor Moon. I'm rewatching Samurai Champloo to introduce that to my husband right now, and Mugen's super fun. Anything Spike that Steve Bloom has done is great. And then I love Shoto Todoroki from My Hero Academia.
It's impressive. I'm so impressed with your knowledge. I really am. I
I
really am.
watch a lot of
Yeah,
cartoons, y'all.
I love that. Boom or bust. I strongly feel the main X-Men should be adults. You aren't doing young Logan, so if you do young adult stories, we get a parental dynamic instead of a colleague. I got to see who casting is and what the intention is before. Yeah,
I mean, I feel like we don't get necessarily a parental dynamic because of who
right.
Logan is. Look to, again, another cartoon, X-Men Evolution, I think did a great job of here are these young students and here are their older mentors like
Right.
Wolverine, like Storm, which is also how the original comic started too, where we had a group of youngsters. That's why it was Charles Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters. So I think it's smart in terms of storytelling and also in terms of longevity for your franchise.
I agree. I want to see how they're going to map it out as we get farther away. I think that they're just waiting and just they need X-Men to come into it. They really
Yeah.
they need X-Men because they've got to just stop making all these other movies. They got to just get to X-Men. Mark Long, hello there. Please don't tell Sam Dr. Doom is played by RDJ. Try to keep it a secret until she can watch Doomsday. Thanks. I'm contemplating right now because Sam, who she's been sick the last week, so we've pushed back the MCU rewatch. She hasn't been in all this week to record anything. That's why Monday we had, I think it was K-pop that actually came out on Monday, and then Happy Gilmore 2 is going to be on Tuesday or Friday rather. And then next Tuesday will probably be Barbarian, which neither one of us has seen. And then I'm hoping to get Sam back on track on Friday before our live event. But we won't have all the we're hoping to get all the MCU finished by then. I'm hoping that nobody at the live event that we do on August 9th, I can't imagine the audience would spoil it for her, but yeah, I don't want to tell her. I was considering maybe showing her like the reveal, but she won't unless an audience member tells her. She won't know, so I might just let her see it when it happens in Doomsday. Right?
I think that's the way to do it. If she finds out, she finds out. But because she doesn't gravitate toward these movies, I think you should be fine.
Yeah. Rodolfo Roca puts in $1.99. Thank you, sir. Cinema fan. You and Chris need to do an Alien Romulus fraction. Well, I did one with Sam. It's creepy, but you can watch Alien Romulus.
Yeah. Someone told me it's a lot of body horror.
Yeah, it's like some of it, but it's a little bit. Okay. But it's a fantastic science fiction movie. I really like the movie, and Kaylee Spain.
I hear good things.
Yeah, you would like it. Okay. Rodolfo Roca follows up and says, "Chris is wonderful."
Oh, thanks, Rodolfo. You're wonderful.
She is. Okay, 23. Chris Carr, 23.
Slowly but surely.
Mellow Wilo. Just a cool thought. Anyway, we bring back a one night only movie trivia now that you got the kick-ass Chris Carr on here. My money is on her. I would have loved to have Chris Carr in the movie trivia Schmodown. She would have been an amazing character. Her knowledge would have been fantastic. She would have been a good team partner. Have you ever watched any of the old Schmodown matches?
I've seen a couple of them. I'm bummed that I wasn't around for that stuff.
Yeah, you would have been fantastic. I think Chris Carr would have been a big star. I think in the movie trivia Schmodown. We used to play there were bad guys and good guys and storylines and all that. It
was like a whole wrestling situation. I would have had a
blast with you. Anna Heard Sirens Incorporated. And the answer to that is no. We're not going to do any more trivia. Those days are behind me. I lovingly put Alan Smithy in timeout yesterday when he brought it up. Unheard Sirens Incorporated. Remy, Christian, set your calendar. Hell of a Boss is coming to Prime on September 10th. We'd love to see you and Tina, whoever, react to this show. What's that, Chris? You know what that is?
Oh, Hell of a Boss. So I've only actually seen a couple episodes of this, but it is a animated show that started on YouTube, completely publicly funded with really fantastic voice actors and musical theater folks. Mm-hmm. And it is about demons who do kind of odd jobs. Really filthy.
Fun. Oh, okay.
Violent, great, ridiculous language. It's the same people who did Has Been Hotel.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. When you were saying it, I was like, that's what it sounds like. Okay. Sounds interesting. Maybe so, maybe not. Screen Talk. Hey, Christian and Miss Carr. Hope you guys are having a great day. Yeet. Thank you, man. Are you watching? Well, actually, you know what? This is a follow-up to that. Mellow Wilo. Guys, what's your SummerSlam plans? If nothing, you're dead to me. Nah.
Oh my gosh. What are you doing?
So for me on Friday, I was supposed to, and I hope he's not watching because I want to be able to text him. I'm supposed to go to Chris Van Vliet's event that he has on Friday night. He got me tickets, VIP tickets to go to his thing, and I really, really want to go. He's got a good guest. I don't know if it's announced, so I'm not going to say it. But I don't know if I can because of the house stuff. So I gotta figure that out.
Oh,
But
yeah.
for Saturday and Sunday, I'm probably gonna watch it with my little one because she likes to watch the big events.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. You?
I usually watch the big wrestling events with my friends Tiffany and Travis.
Okay.
They usually host everybody, and
2
I'm a
nights.
monster.
2 nights.
Yeah, 2 nights, and I'm a monster, and I usually order Malort and make everybody do
my
Malort shots.
God, I used to be on Heidi and Frank every week, and
Okay.
Frank used to bring in the Malort all of the time, and it tastes like shoe polish.
Oh, it's like a rosemary dumpster fire, and
Oh my God.
yet I can't. There's something weirdly bad
Please.
good about it. I don't know. I think I'm broken is really what it comes down to.
I think you're probably right. Screen Talk. Have you guys ever seen Platonic on Apple TV? Stars Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne. So my wife loves it. Roxy talks about it all the time. I haven't really watched it. Do you like it?
Oh, I liked it a lot. I thought it was great. I wish they did more of it, but I'm glad Seth Rogen's doing the studio. If I have to choose one, I'm going to have him doing that.
Fair. Same. I love that show. Rodolfo Roca, really enjoyed Chris and Chris today. Thank you. That's what we should call it on Wednesdays when Brett's not here. Chris and Brett. Go Pal. I've never been able to get into Avatar or any camera post True Lies. What's something that's immensely popular but not for you? I always use the Just Friends. Everybody loves Just Friends. I hate that movie.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, I've brought up both of them. I'm not super into Top Gun, and then much to Christian's chagrin, I don't enjoy Dune very much. But I get it. I get why people like it. It's not for me.
Fair enough. Star Trek, I guess. Not for me.
Yeah, I watched TNG, and then I never really got back into it.
Go Pal. To me, Terminator 1 and Aliens are Pete Cameron. I'm not going to argue with you on that.
I still haven't seen Aliens. I've only seen Alien and Prometheus.
If you take Alien, you can definitely take Romulus and same thing with Prometheus. And then because Aliens is
it's more action,
science fiction action.
Okay.
Yeah. With creepy monsters, but yeah. Darian, Krios, what are some voice acting performances that you think are worthy of Academy level recognition? I really like Cumberbatch as Smaug and Kiefer Sutherland as the voice in Phone Booth. He was great in Phone Booth.
He was really good in that. Oh man, I mean Cumberbatch's Smaug is incredible. That's why he always corrects people when it's so you did the voice of Smaug, I did the performance capture of Smaug. I did the everything of him. He's incredible. I think Andy Serkis's work both as Gollum and as Caesar should have gotten at least a special award. Much like how Robin Williams got an honorary Academy Award for his work as the genie. I think Andy Serkis is long overdue for that.
I couldn't agree more. And I'll tell you, so I've had the pleasure. I've talked about this 1,000 times over, and the audience is bored with it. But I've had the my good friend is Andy's manager, so I've had the opportunity to meet Andy a ton of times and hang out with him a couple of times, and every single time, the nicest human being in the world.
That makes me so happy.
He's a beautiful person. I
love him so much.
He's a beautiful person.
There's not many people I'd freak out over. He's one who I think I'd like cry.
you even more so. If he's a hero of yours, he'll be more elevated. If they don't meet your heroes, meet him if he's a hero, because he's a fantastic person. I love Andy. Francisco Lopez. Chris, what are your thoughts on the death and legacy of Hulk Hogan?
Oh, this is probably more for you, Christian, because I didn't get into wrestling okay. Oh yeah, I saw you did a video on this. I didn't get into wrestling until 2020, and so my knowledge of Hulk Hogan was the film Mr. Nanny. That's pretty much it. Obviously, in recent years too, and this doesn't mean whether or not I think that somebody has a great career or deep down could be a good person. We obviously did not align in a belief system structure kind of way. But I know that he was really important to wrestling, and I know a lot of people felt that loss.
Mellow Wilo. Now with Superman crossing 500 million, Gunverse continued. Yeah, I mean, it was going to continue anyway. But with the positive reviews and the opening that it had, and the success that Warner Brothers has already had this year with other movies, it did what it needed to do in order to push forward the universe. 100%, absolutely. Okay. Next one after that, 26, fighting.
Okay.
Crashing Coyote. Have you seen Jojo Rabbit? Yeah, great movie. Taika wrote that too. Yeah,
He did. Yeah.
You know what? So I'll take it back. Not movies of the, because he also did the other one. Didn't he do the, what was it called? The Southern shoot. The one, who was the kid from the kid from Deadpool was in it. It was like one of his smaller ones.
Oh,
you know I'm talking about.
Yes, I do. And it's him and Sam Neill.
Yeah, yes. It's not. Crashing Coyote. I meant the bigger budget blockbuster studio kind of movies. His original stuff that he does, that he writes. I'm not saying he's a bad writer. He's not a bad writer. He's a good writer. Especially in Jojo Rabbit's fantastic. It's a fantastic movie, and it's got his style all over it. Those smaller contained movies, that's where he shines. So yes, I have. So there's certain movies that I think it was an original kind of thing for him too, right?
Yeah.
As opposed to Thor, which he had already done, and then, oh well, I'm gonna do my version of it now, and it's like that. No one wanted to see that version of Thor.
Yeah, and you have to connect so many dots in Marvel and do some other stuff, and that just kind of mixed with that humor sometimes doesn't work.
Yeah. Crashing Coyote. Sorry, Chris Carr, but to be honest, Outlaws dropped less than a month after Acolyte's finale. It 100% affected sales. I don't agree. After Andor season 2, Battlefront exploded. I don't agree. I mean,
I think that's more correlation than causation.
Yeah, I do too. I don't agree with that, because I think that when was Mandalorian season 3, which was not well received, to the Jedi Survivor game or whatever, when that came out.
I feel like it's a little apples and oranges. If you're into the Star Wars games, you're going to play the Star Wars games, whether or not you like Acolyte or Andor or anything. You could be right. I could be very wrong on this, but to me, that is more of I'm seeing a pattern, but that doesn't mean they're necessarily actually connected and intrinsically tied to one another.
It's the same. Look, for me, there used to be a thing. I didn't miss books. I didn't miss animated shows. I didn't miss TV. I didn't miss anything that came out of Star Wars. But I guess kind of proving a point that both points, that the brand is diluted a little bit. I think that's fair to say. And interest might have come down, but the ones that I would follow up on are stories I was interested in. So if the effect of, let's say, Acolyte says, Star Wars is just not great, and then you see a trailer on something you don't care about, that could add to it. So I can kind of go by your argument there. It's like, okay, if you're not into that story, but it's not just like, oh, Acolyte came out, I'm not looking at anything Star Wars. Yeah. If a good trailer had come out of a story that was more interesting, then maybe it would have done better. I looked at that trailer. I had no interest in playing it.
Yeah, and that's totally fair. And I always like to remind people too, video games, even though they are tied to IP, they are in a different sphere. They are the highest grossing form of entertainment, bar none. I mean, there's more than live events, more than sports, more than TV and film. They make so much money, and there's just a huge other demographic that can sometimes tune out those other things. Yep,
I agree with you. Cinema fan, definitely recommend Together to Chris. It's fantastic.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
What?
Yeah,
I heard someone has to get a chainsaw to their privates. I'm not watching this.
Oh no. Alexander Wilson, the sizzle reel of Ahsoka 2 concept art looked bad to me. It was like choose your adventure story with Ahsoka fighting giants. Of course she is. Star Wars needs good writers, not these fans who pretend to be writers. I don't think that it's fans being writers. I'm telling you, Filoni's writing like the whole season again. That's why it took so long. He's writing Rebels. Rebels is a great show. Rebels is a great show for an animated show. It's a great show. It is not the same thing to transfer over animated into live action. Like, there are some things. I remember looking at this scene at the end of Ahsoka saying, if this was on animated, it would be great, but it looks ridiculous. These stormtroopers that can't hit jack shit right in front of the dead stormtroopers who are not, who are supposed to be terrifying, like idiots. And so I just, he needs, we're talking about Taika. Dave Filoni needs to hire writers. He's got to stop writing stuff. He's got to stop. Yeah. He's not a good screenwriter.
I will say some of the stuff that came out of, and if he was the writer on this, I'm not sure, the Tales of the Sith stuff, and that's animated again.
Yeah, I don't think he was the writer on that.
Okay. But I think there's stuff to learn from that, even though it's animated, right? Because there's such great moments of stillness that tell a lot. Here's a shot, here's a look that conveys so much. And I think sometimes we kind of gloss over some of those things in Ahsoka, where instead it's like, I'm gonna sit here with my arms folded, or I'm gonna fight a big monster. I think we're just missing some of those moments where we learn so much about the characters' inner machinations.
Yep. Busy Bee. Hey, Kristian and Chris. Hey, busy at work, but had to give some support for Chris. Bash Stampede reference. Hope y'all have a great rest of your day. Thank you.
Oh, Busy Bee. Anyone else who loves Trigun, let's go.
Busy Bee. Crystal came in and gave a big victory, helped to give a big victory to Roxy. Well, yesterday over Roka. Now the question is she going to help contribute to get you past Roxy and Mike? We shall see. Hey, Chris, word in the streets that you're a Doctor Who fan. If so, how did you like the Doctor Who season finale? If I'm mistaken, my bad. Have a great day.
Ooh, word on the street is correct. I am a very big Whovian. My wedding was low-key Doctor Who themed. That was our color palette, and we had little table markers that were all Doctor Who episodes. I liked the finale. I was sad to see Ncuti go so quickly. And sorry if I'm butchering that name, you guys. I'm interested. I think we're far enough out, I think, maybe for a spoiler. Is that okay to say something? Okay. Having the Doctor kind of regenerate as Rose Tyler or look like Rose Tyler is something I'm very confused about. Love Billie Piper. Love that she's back in here, but I'm trying to figure out, is this a Russell T Davies gimmick? Which I don't think it is. I trust Russell T Davies very, very much with this show. But I'm interested to see what he's going to do with that, and if that's going to be a one and done, or if Billie Piper is sticking around for a while.
All right. Doctor Who. It's so intimidating to me.
Honestly, you can jump in with any of the seasons.
I know. You said that.
But it's helpful if you have back lore, but it's just like comics.
Yeah, I like time stuff. So Yeezy Fosheezy liked first watch of Fantastic Four, more of a soup's better overall. Fair enough. I think Chris feels the same way. I have to watch them both again. Right now, currently, I like Fantastic Four better, but we have to see. Sean McCabe. What's up, Sean? Where you been? Just dropping a line. I've been crazy busy as of late, but I've got the Clips channel to bring me up to speed. Yes, anybody out there who, like Sean, if you've not able to make it live all the time, go to the Clips channel, please. Still waiting to see Fantastic Four. Dems the breaks. I'm going to be seeing Sean and a whole bunch of you guys on August 9th doing that live show at Room 42. Make sure you come check it out.
Oh, that's a great venue.
Yeah, it is. Paige supporting. Nice, Paige. Okay. Mike Joyce, Chris, pitch Kristian on a Batman Beyond movie. She did already. She did this already.
Oh,
yeah. Remember, someone asked you to do this.
I was going to say, have I done Batman Beyond? I know I've done it for the next Superman. But Batman Neo Year One is basically the movie they should make, or you just stick to the beginning of the animated series.
Yeah, you told me that. So Mike, she did that not so long ago. Jonathan Rodriguez, what was your It's Okay movie? Mine was iRobot with Will Smith. It's okay, and tons of movies that
so many
that it's just okay. I don't have to. I have to go back and look. I mean, there are tons that I saw recently that I went and I looked and I said, it's fine. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Next one. Oh, that's it for now. That's it. So we hit the last one for now.
Just shy of Roxy by 100.
By 103.
103. Dang.
103. So, but Chris, you know what it is too, and I said this the other day, and it came out. It was hilarious. Actually, you would have got a kick out of it, because when they hit their 133 yesterday, I said, all right, so now we have to set up for poor Chris, and they go, poor Chris, and I go, well, poor Chris, because she always gets, like, if you and Steph on Wednesday and Thursdays get, like, decent head topics, like Taika Waititi's Star Wars, you get like, okay, and then Roka's been getting good topics on Mondays, of guys on Fridays, so we gotta get you a good topic. Gotta get you a good topic one of these days. Maybe what we'll do is when we do the fall movie preview, we'll make sure that you do the fall movie preview with me.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, sweet. What? Anytime these guys have comic book questions too, I can do those too. If you can't wait till Capes and Cowls.
Oh yeah, it's true. See, Michael T, trade deadline tomorrow. My Red Sox coming for you.
what does that all mean? What are those words?
Yeah. Evil John Madden. Hey, Chris, I tried to send you a message on Instagram the other day about Zelda and no reply. Why do you hate me? It's now on like Donkey Kong.
Okay, well, Evil John Madden. First of all, on Instagram, I don't always get all of my DMs because a lot of them go to the hidden section. I also have not responded to as many as of late, just because sometimes people have, and I think I've mentioned this, have sent me some pretty icky images. Not always sexual, but sometimes, and other times it's just kind of violent stuff that they know scares me.
Oh, you told me that.
Yeah, where it's like the eye stuff thing, and so I don't hate you. I know you said that in jest, but I'm sure that what would you really want to talk about? About Zelda? I love Zelda. What do you want to talk about? Let's talk about it now.
Oh, that's true. Philly G, support. Ed Haskell doing the job here. Reminder for channel members, today's member-only live streams at 4:30. Link is posted. Yes, it is. It's you go to the community. For anybody who's not a member, become a member and join us on our exclusive live stream. And I want to get you guys, I want to get anybody who's coming into that live stream, start thinking what you can do if you want to help me out and come up with some ideas of what we should do for this Kickstarter. Evil John Madden, what was the name of the Zelda film that you liked?
Oh, I think it's a Majora's Mask one. I want it to say it's called Terrible Fate, but if you do Majora's Mask fan film, you'll find it. And it's beautifully animated. I think it's over a decade old. And the people who made it, what an absolute love letter. You can tell that they spent so much time and care on it because it still looks good. And it's fully animated.
Speaking of anime, I know you're a big Arcane fan. Obviously, you'd cover that for.
Yes.
So didn't the main girl in Tokyo Pop remind you of Jinx a little bit? The same look?
A little bit. That hair and everything. In K-pop Demon Hunters? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Anyway, all right, Chris Cart, 134 was what we needed, but you got 34. So
close.
So close. All right. Where give people the plug, where can they find you?
Oh man, guys, you can find me at It's Chris Carr on Instagram. Please send me nice DMs. I'd love to go back in there. You guys know I love chatting with you. Just don't send me gross stuff. You can find me at Two Filthy Casuals Pod. That is wherever you get your podcast. That is on YouTube. That is on Instagram. We apparently have a TikTok, but I don't go on there because I'm 1,000. And then Speak Friend Studio, if you want to learn about voiceover, go over there. And then we'll have some new versions of Blade and Soul coming out. That's a game I'm a voice actor in. So if you want to hear me voice some baddies, keep your eye out for Blade and Soul Neo.
Oh, there you go. So guys, thank you for joining us here today on the show. Thank you for Chris Carr, and we will be back here tomorrow with Steph, and Brett's going to try to come in live in studio. We're going to see if Brett come in, so we'll double check, see if hopefully, fingers crossed, if he can do it. And then Friday, Capes and Cows Coy will be back. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate you. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere podcasts are found. Make sure you check out the Clips channel. If you haven't checked out the live show on August 9th, please be there. We're doing live stream also. And that's it, everybody. So thanks for being here. Thank you once again. 100%. Bye.